Earth's mightiest heroes unite to save the universe from a devastating threat. Join the Avengers as they assemble an epic battle against evil, featuring explosive action, heart-pounding suspense, and unforgettable teamwork. One Iron Man, Tony Stark. He is a billionaire industrialist, genius inventor, and a founding member of the Avengers. He possesses a high-tech suit of armor that grants him superhuman strength, flight, and various other abilities. Two, Captain America, Steve Rogers. A World War II super soldier who was frozen in ice and revived in the present day. He possesses superhuman strength, agility, and durable vibranium shield, and is known for his leadership skills. Three, Thor Odinson, the Norse god of thunder and a founding member of the Avengers. He wields the enchanted hammer Mjolnir, which grants him the ability to control lightning and has superhuman strength. Four, Hulk, Bruce Banner. A scientist who, due to an accident, transforms into a massive, green-skinned creature with incredible strength and durability when he becomes angry or agitated. Five, Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. A highly skilled spy and assassin who is a longtime member of SHIELD and later becomes a founding member of the Avengers. She is an expert in hand-to-hand combat, espionage, and martial arts. Six, Hawkeye, Clint Barton. A highly skilled marksman and master archer who is a founding member of the Avengers. He is known for his exceptional accuracy with a bow and arrow, along with his acrobatic skills. Samvevan, Black Panther, T'Challa, the King of Wakanda, a technologically advanced African nation. He possesses enhanced strength, agility, and senses, along with wearing a suit made of vibranium that grants him increased durability. 8, Spider-Man, Peter Parker. A teenager who gains spider-like abilities after being bitten by a radioactive spider. He has the proportionate strength, speed, and agility of a spider, along with the ability to stick to walls and a spider sense that warns him of danger. 9, Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange. A brilliant neurosurgeon who becomes the Sorcerer Supreme after a career-ending accident. He wields mystical and reality-manipulating powers and protects Earth from supernatural threats. 10, Vision. An android created by Ultron who later becomes a member of the Avengers. He possesses superhuman strength, density control, and the ability to shoot a beam of energy from his forehead. 11, Ant-Man, Scott Lang. A former thief who gains the ability to shrink in size but increase in strength. He can also communicate with ants and wears a suit that allows him to control his size. 12, Wasp, Hope Van Dyne. The daughter of the original Ant-Man and a skilled fighter. She can shrink like Ant-Man and has wings, enabling her to fly. 13, Falcon, Sam Wilson. A former pararescue man who becomes an ally of Captain America. He wears a winged suit that grants him the ability to fly and has great tactical skills. 14, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. A former U.S. Air Force pilot who gains superhuman abilities after being exposed to alien technology. She possesses incredible strength, flight, energy projection, and is known as one of the most powerful Avengers. 15, Quicksilver, Pietro Maximoff. A mutant with the ability to move at superhuman speeds. He is known for his impulsive personality and has been a member of both the Avengers and the X-Men. 16. Groot. Being an organism that is both a tree and a humanoid, Groot is ageless and functionally immortal, since upon demise, its sapling can create another Groot. Since Groot can regenerate its limbs and other parts of himself, you can't really end him. Groot can use its tree-like functions to extend his limbs and use them for attacks. His strength is such that he can pick enormous things with ease. The only way you can truly beat Groot is with a huge explosion, which is easier said than done. 17. Drax. The Guardians of the Galaxy films like to paint him as a joke, but Drax is actually physically the strongest Guardians member. His strength is ferociously high, so much that even Groot can't hold him with his branches. Drax's durability is such that he can be hit with projectiles that could destroy buildings, and he'll still walk away. Since he's trained himself to end Thanos, Drax is skilled enough to defeat all the mid-level beings. 18. War Machine. Your mind will always go first to Iron Man when thinking of an armored superhero, but War Machine is no joke. He's got almost all of Iron Man's abilities in his armory and is more dangerous than a majority of superheroes. He can use flight, can shoot lasers, beams, projectiles, bullets, and explosives all at the same time. War Machine has an added advantage in that he's an army man, which means you have no hope of beating him even in close-quarter combat. 19. Valkyrie. Valkyrie predates Thor in existence by a few centuries. The Valkyries had power levels almost on par with the gods of Asgard, which makes Valkyrie herself more powerful than almost anything that has existed on Earth. She can knock around the Hulk of all beings and easily defeated Loki in combat. While she's not on Thor's level, she can still spar enough to trouble him. Then there are the achievements she's made as a warrior, as she conquered many realms and brought down supreme beings in her quests. 20. Star-Lord. When Star-Lord reaches his planet level of powers, then you can't do anything to him. He becomes a freaking celestial who can manipulate his shape and form into anything. Not only that, but he can then assimilate worlds into himself. The base-level Star-Lord's gadgets are also strong enough to contend with Iron Man, but the planet-level Star-Lord is ridiculously powerful. The only way to finish him would be to reach his source, and that's pretty much impossible to locate. He can wield infinity stones like playthings and create something out of nothing. 21. Scarlet Witch. We just saying about magic? On top of all of Doctor Strange's abilities, the Scarlet Witch can manipulate people's thoughts and feelings and get them to do her bidding. She's the one with the power to destroy infinity stones, so you can see from that itself how powerful she is. Her magic has the ability to bend the fabric of reality, as she can either launch projectiles or immobilize anything in her path. When at her strongest, she can take on god-level beings and literally create her own realities. 22. Bucky Barnes is a former World War II veteran, a former officer of the 107th Infantry Regiment, and the closest friend of Steve Rogers since childhood. Barnes enlisted and was appointed to the 107th in 1943. His battalion was captured by Hydra, where Barnes was subjected to a variant of the super soldier serum by Arnim Zola. Barnes, along with those who remained in his battalion, was later rescued by Captain America, also known as his closest friend, Steve Rogers. 23. Gamora. Zen Hobari Ben Titan is a former Zehobare assassin and a former member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. She became Thanos' adopted daughter and Nebula's adopted sister after he killed half of her race. Gamora served him for many years before betraying him to find her own path. She was hired to steal the orb, and after joining the quest for the orb, she befriended the other members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. After the Battle of Xandar, she left to work with all of them. After striking a deal with the Sovereign to kill the Obelisk, Gamora was able to regain guardianship of Nebula with the intention of eventually bringing her to justice on Xandar. 24. Nebula is a former Lufamoid assassin, Thanos' adopted daughter, and Gamora's adopted sister. As the right hand of Ronan the Accuser in his mission to retrieve the orb for him and Thanos, she aided him in his battle against the Guardians of the Galaxy in the Battle of Xandar. Nebula is a former Lufamoid assassin, Thanos' adopted daughter, and Gamora's adopted sister. After escaping the battle with Gamora, Nebula was quickly captured by the Sovereign and handed over to the Hologuards after completing her mission. She escaped and helped Taserface lead a mutiny against their former leader, Yondu Udonta, before leaving to find and kill Gamora. After forgiving and assisting her sister and the Guardians in the battle on Ego's planet, she boarded a ship to pursue her mission of revenge against Thanos. 25. Mantis. Mantis is an empath who has the ability to sense and alter the emotions of others. She is adopted and raised by Ego before being recruited and becoming a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Since she was a child, Mantis has helped Ego control his neurotic behavior using her own powers while waiting for his protector to arrive. After bonding with Drax the Destroyer, Mantis helps care for the Guardians and joins their alliance to thwart Ego's plan to conquer the galaxy. Mantis is an empath with the ability to sense and alter the emotions of others. Once no longer serving Ego, she becomes a full-fledged member of the Guardians and accompanies them on further adventures. 26. Rocket Raccoon is a genetically enhanced creature and a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Along with his friend and partner Groot, Rocket has traveled across the galaxy committing crimes for profit until they meet Star-Lord, who convinces them to help him sell the orb for a large reward. However, when they discover that the orb is one of the Infinity Stones being sought after by Ronan the Accuser, Rocket is persuaded to prevent Ronan's plan to destroy Xandar. In the ensuing conflict, Rocket tries to support his friends in defeating Ronan. Ultimately, Rocket becomes a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, along with the newly born Groot. 27. The Ancient One is the supreme sorcerer as well as the leader of the masters of the mystic arts. For centuries, the Ancient One has protected the Earth from mystical threats and selflessly aided others in need by educating them in the art of magic to bring them new hope. However, she is later challenged by Caecilius, who was once her disciple but has now turned corrupt by the Dark Dimension and seeks to bring Dormammu to Earth. Amidst her battle with Caecilius and his followers, the Ancient One encounters Doctor Strange and reluctantly takes him as her apprentice. In a final battle, the Ancient One is critically wounded and, despite the efforts of Doctor Strange and Christine Palmer, she accepts her fate and passes away. Before closing her eyes, she imparts some important advice to Doctor Strange. 28. Loki Laufeyson is the biological son of Laufey, the ruler of the frost giants in Jotunheim. After being found by Odin, Loki is brought to Asgard and raised by Odin and Frigga as an Asgardian prince, along with Thor. When Thor is crowned king, Loki sabotages the coronation by allowing frost giants to attack Asgard, leading to Thor seeking revenge on Jotunheim and ultimately being exiled to Earth. Frigga bestows the Golden Throne on Loki. However, when the Warriors 3 and Sif attempt to bring Thor back home, Loki is forced to try and stop them. Despite this, Thor returns from his exile on Earth and ends Loki's reign, thwarting his attempt to declare war on the Nine Realms through the destruction of Jotunheim. With Odin disapproving of his actions, Loki allows himself to fall into a deep space abyss, entering a void created by the abrupt ending of the Bifrost Bridge.